Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Hates the Name Plays Monster Train. So, if you'll recall from last time, we did succeed as the Melting Remnant, and we had the Stygian as our ally rank there. So that's one win on rank 2 with every clan except for the Awoken. I'm not sure who we should go for allies. I kind of hope it won't be Stygian, just because we did just have Stygian as an ally. But I'm leaning towards putting it on random here. So let's just start it up like this and see what we get. We'll play it regardless of what it is, but I'm just kind of hoping that it's not Stygian for the sake of a little extra variety. And it's not. It is Umbra. Applying lifesteal at the cost of an Ember Drain to a friendly unit. Lifesteal on Awoken units. Not sure I see that being super strong for us. I like this just enough. I am curious what we're gonna get first from our champion, but there's no going back and deciding later, so we will take this. The main reason being, yeah, if we were gonna do spikes, then I wouldn't need this because my reasoning being that those units that have like 1 or 2 HP moving between floors will just die. But the same is true as if we have spikes and then, they're all hitting her. It is possible that they either don't have an attack, or if we take those trials where they start out on the second and third floor, this will really help. Um, in this instance, what do I want? It didn't work out super well for us last time to do a full-on spike build. I'm just gonna check our logbook to see if we've seen the full track for either of these. We haven't seen the full spikes track. We have seen the full rejuvenate track though. So let's do the spike build. We just gotta kind of get a little bit lucky and draw some extra spike. We need the artifacts, and we need those. There's some units that really buff the amount of damage that is dealt by spikes. So if we can get those, we'll be looking pretty. Okay, this could be interesting. Morsels with the sentient. So them having spikes does not bother me at all, since since we're not attacking at all. We might as well set up that guy on that floor. Maybe we'd be better off putting one of the train stewards behind, just to apply a little damage. How do we hit you? How much help money do you give us? 50? It's decent. We just healed her for, it's 8? Or I think it's at 7 though. Yeah, we only healed her. We healed her back up to 38 anyways. So that's a bit silly, but now this will die, so that's good. Lifesteal does not do anything for us here. I don't think that's worth it, and doesn't do anything right now anyways. Maybe I should have put double restore, but I think it's okay to put a little damage behind. First of all, let's see what we get from this. It's not great. Doesn't matter where it goes. What do we want this on? Do we want it on her? 3 extra health. It's not a lot, but she survives for a while. Or we could put it on him, since he's behind and all that business. She's a little bit hurt, so we'll do that. And I think this is okay too, actually. Although the lifesteal's not going to do a lot for him. I just figured we were probably not doing a ton with this mana anyways. And we're really not. He's going to die, so that's easiest money ever made. Does that hurt us? No. That only benefits us. That could possibly hurt us. Why not? Just kind of seeing, like, I know he was already dead and we didn't really need to play anything there, but I was kind of curious what the interactions would sort of turn out like. And giving her the ability to deal some damage and then lifesteal isn't bad, actually. I'm really leaning towards this because I really want to push for spikes, and I'm hopeful that they're gonna help us out a little bit. Basically, is how I'm hoping that'll go. This is decent because if we can kill a unit, which, you know, as long as we hit a back unit with it, we can probably make a kill happen. Then it's good. This is also pretty decent. Lets us target back units as well. This one, not bad either. Like, the fact that they're uncommon or rare makes these a little more interesting to me. The fact that this gives us Ember back on Slay makes it pretty interesting too. So, kind of torn. I guess this will be the one I go with. I like putting a consume, but plus 20 or whatever it is, magic damage on that. We should probably try to get another unit, because right now we're kind of, yeah, heavy lifting's being done here. And I was honestly kind of hoping for one that would have a little more damage focus. We could try to make him work with damage, but I think we're better off not. We'll just take this unit as a tank with spikes. And I'm really, really hoping that we... Oh man, if we had damage dealer right now, that'd be great. I could make a train steward that deals damage. It's not my favorite idea, but at the same time, I could add plus 10 and multi-strike, so you'd be doing 30 damage. It's not bad. These are all kind of otherwise not that great. Because what we want on this guy is just health. We want more health on him. I could do this and then just save his last slot for a big health upgrade. I'll go with that. It's not my favorite, but we did get it, so can't be too displeased, I suppose. We could make a big one of these guys, train stewards, but not convinced. It is like really too bad that we find all of these really good upgrades before we actually get any units worth putting it on. But such is life. We're carrying on. Still doing fine. Oh, today? How many of these do we have? Just one. Oh, right, you start with a dead weight in your deck. I forgot about that. This could be quite good for setting us up with some really strong floors. Do you do haste? No, just spikes. Okay, good. So I think we put you down here and you up here. We don't want them beside each other right now because we want both spikes to take effect. So we just do that. For now, there are the tanks for train stewards. I want this guy dead. That'll do it. Eater gets health and a damage shield, so sure. Now, I wonder if this... oh, we don't have room. We don't have room here either. I'm going to check to see if adding health counts towards him getting spikes, and it does not seem to. So, good to know. Although giving him lifesteal would, but I don't want to take the Ember Drain right now. I think we might want to remove at least one of these. There's a use for one of them, but I don't think we need two. And we'll keep that guy around, I guess. Does that guy deal any damage? No, so it's fine if he makes it up. Less fine if this unit does. Can we stop them? I mean, yes, we can. Do I put it on him, or do I put it on this unit? If we give him lifesteal, him having more damage makes sense. So congratulations, Mr. Armored Guy. You made it all the way to the top floor. What do you do? Oh, you give spikes. Would it be better off putting the spikes on this unit? You have 10, you have 10, so yes. Yes, we would. We only have room for one here, so that did not save us much. We'll do that. And then I guess I might as well put a unit up here. There's a rare situation where that might actually help us. Pretty slow fight there, but we got through, dealt some damage, not a ton, but now he's dead, so we're happy. Oh, this is a good situation for putting a unit above. Oh, I guess it would give him lifesteal another 3 on top of the 3 that he already has. So that's pretty good. A tank with a whole bunch of lifesteal and some actual damage. That's an interesting idea. Not to mention the spikes works well with that lifesteal. Pretty interesting stuff. Now this I know can do a good amount of damage, obviously. So I think that's a pretty good choice. This is always interesting to me, and this one we don't really need. So one of these two, excuse me, one of these two. This one we would want to make it cost less for sure. It draws a card to replace it, and then it lowers the cost of whatever you draw. Which, not terribly amazing to be fair. So we'll take this. I like this. Add a morsel minor to your hand. When he's eaten, he gives +5/+5. And that's all there is to that, hey? It just adds a darn good morsel. Like having one of these would be much better than having one of these. If we could remove this and have this instead, and then we could remove or try to lower the cost. But I think this might be the play right now. This kind of helps out for times when we get Ember Drained. And yeah, we want a damage dealer to go behind our tanks. So a multi-strike unit like that is good. We have the chance to duplicate. Which whenever you have the chance to duplicate, you gotta seriously consider it. We could make another one of these guys. That would give us our third tank for the third floor. If I go the other route, I would like to make this cost 1 less. I would like to remove consumed from this or this. Probably this, honestly. I'd like to add damage to that and possibly consume. What was the other option? Oh, higher health. Could help with this. And then an Umbra unit. I'm not sure what we'd want to hope, or like what we'd hope to get out of the Umbra units. Maybe one of the morsel makers. That way we could put it behind one of our tanks and it would just keep beating our tank. That would take away our ability to have like a damage dealer behind the tank, unless we figured out a kind of tight capacity setup. Otherwise, a gorge unit would kind of be interesting, but could be bad for what we want. Let's see what we have coming up. We want to hit up a Merchant of Steel, and we do want to remove some stuff. And getting another Awoken unit certainly wouldn't be bad. I mean, we would miss out on this and gold, which kind of sucks, but... So I like this choice. Oops. Which does also make this a little more interesting, because I don't want to spend necessarily all my gold. But I do want to upgrade those spells, so I'm going this way. It sucks to miss out on the duplicate, don't get me wrong, but there's too much potential here. And I think that is pretty good. Has the chance to really do a lot of damage. And then this is all obviously quite good. I don't really love Permafrost, although I could use it on this. Does the Permafrost card take up one of like your draw slots? I don't think it does, hey? So I don't mind that option just because there's only a few turns, like one of the last turns where I really like to use this. It's 90 though. Nah, save the gold. 95 even. Remove consume. Yeah, I like that. Add can. Oh man, we can afford both of these, so we'll do it. It's not gonna leave us with any money left for the other thing, but we can afford it, so let's do it. And now I'm thinking maybe we make that free. Yeah, I think we do. That way if we end up with Ember Drain, as long as we draw that card, it can really save us a lot of troubles. What do you do? A mysterious figure races toward the train with the winged not far behind. It took me a second, like the winged what? But right, the enemies are called the winged. Do you take something from him? Okay, I'll take the dangerous ones, or just say sorry, I can't help. Not a lot of choices here. So what does this do? It costs 1. It's unpurgeable. Reserve your pyre. Takes 3 damage. Why would I take this? Wait. I don't take these. Hide them for me. Cannot afford to be caught with them now, so I'll have to be back for them later. Don't worry, you'll be compensated generously. Yeah, I do things for compensation. Bribe me to do something? Yes, please. Explodes twice. That's painful, but we'll deal, hopefully. Alright, so yeah, I was gonna say you're setting up on the bottom floor, and indeed they did. I don't mind letting these guys move, because they'll just kill themselves. So, why don't we set up on the second floor and the third floor? And I'll give you extra spikes. Only one of these units is gonna get the multi-strike lady behind them. So, putting a train steward down behind one of them makes sense. And as much as I, like my sentient, this unit's gonna have more health, so it makes more sense to put the the stronger damage dealer back there. So you should all die. Yep, perfect. And it's nice, they'll die. Yikes, drawing 2 of those on one turn is kind of annoying. If I don't cast it, I'm gonna take some pyre damage, so I guess I'll just do that. I have time to give him heals, so I didn't need it to do it right away. Now I could descend her, but again, it makes more sense to leave her here. She's taking a big hit, so let's actually, yeah, let's just leave this guy to die because I don't care about him. We're definitely doing this because he needs to start getting spikes. Now the question is, do we want 5 damage from a train steward, or do we want what's behind door number 2? And you know I gotta go with door number 2. Is that better or worse than a train steward? Yes. The answer is yes. Is it actually better or worse? Well, it's better in that it keeps her healthier, and that's good. It's worse in that it didn't give us any extra damage, but do we need it? Maybe. Could use something here. We only have 3 mana, but that's okay. This is a lot of damage being dealt. This is a lot of damage being returned now. Or a lot more damage anyways. I do really hate that those things just get to blow up on me and deal 20 damage. I need a heal for him. I need to draw my Restoration Explosion, but I also need to heal her. Yikes. This is good. I thought it went into my hand. To your discard pile. Well, this is why you read things. You genius. That's gonna kill her. Don't think there's a lot I can do to stop that. With what I have here, this doesn't do anything. She doesn't have any attack. Yeah. Wow, okay. So then it becomes extra vital that we keep this unit alive. I could give it lifesteal. I'm going to, just because we only have 1 card left to draw. And then we have a chance of getting these. So just having him regen himself is gonna help a lot. Yeah, chose a good time to do it. So let's go ahead and... Great. This does not do quite... Wow, 1 shy, huh? 1 shy. Thing is, I kind of want her to live to get up here so he can hit her to get a bunch of HP. You might as well come down here. How much damage do you do? 9. So let's buy you a little time. I probably should have just used that to deal 23 damage now that I think of it. To this guy. Because this unit's doing 5 whole damage. Which is not great. This is gonna happen, so sorry Pyre, but you're taking that for the team. Good, he's dead. I wish we could have drawn the Restoration Detonation, but didn't need it. Let's speed this up a little bit extra, just because it's going to take a while. 3 damage, we'll live with it. Spikes on friendly units deal +1 damage per stack. Hello. And I did say if we're going to add 1 Umbra unit, this is probably the Umbra unit we want. This is interesting too, though. The problem with this unit is if we put this behind a unit with spikes, all of the really low health units are going to kill themselves on the spikes before this guy gets to attack, unless we gave him quick. Which we could do, but then we'd also want to buff his damage to start with. We would have to buff it with like a +10 would be the best way. Multi-strike wouldn't be as good. We'd be doing 13 damage. That does kind of slightly counteract spikes. I think this unit's okay. I think that's a good choice too. Maybe worth getting a capacity then. Draw would be good too, to help us like get to these once they're in our deck. And like Ember's nice, but I mean we have Ember Drain that we're doing to ourselves, so it's not always going to be available. So I'm going to go with capacity just to help set up our floors. And I think this is the way to go. Since we're going to be getting another Awoken unit, we can probably cut a couple of our train stewards. And look, we have another option of our opportunity to take that unit. I really need this to be behind either this guy once he gets a lot of spikes, or my my sentient. Can we fit this unit? Do we just go with this for the added spikes? Yeah. What do we got? Train stewards. Definitely the train stewards. Got a decent amount of units now. I don't see Endless being too good on anything. Damage shield doesn't help our tank unit, but this is really good. So don't get me wrong there. I didn't realize we were so low. It's too bad, we wanted some of those. Alright, now we get extra spikes. Spikes on spikes on spikes. Don't even look at that revenge option. We go full spikes. Last time I died because I went too hard for spikes and didn't get anything. Well, this time's different. We're getting our spikes. We're turning on armor, even though that's gonna make it harder to kill units. I mean, that's literally what it does. But it just, like, this unit won't... They will kill themselves on these spikes, to be fair. 20 spikes is a lot of spikes. So this is a free cast, but it doesn't do anything for us this turn. How much damage are you doing? And also haste. Ooh, okay. With them having haste, I wonder if it's better to put my sentient on the top floor. She has lots of HP now, actually. So we'll put you up here because they have haste. And I'll put you here. You're gonna be hard to get to. Animus Will's gonna... Yeah, this guy's gonna make that hard. I could put her here, and then descend this guy. Or I could just descend him. I don't mind that. He doesn't deal damage, so he can just move up all he wants in the back. And these guys have to die, but, you know, that'll happen in due time. I need space here, so this is going to take up 3 pips. because he does one and then summoning takes up 2. But that's okay, because we're gonna get we only need 1 pip extra and we have it. I do want to put her out, but nothing's getting up there right now anyways, so not the end of the world. Of course, it's not going to take long for him to get up there. This is what we want to see. Put it at the very back so that the spikes, when it's attacked, yeah, +1 per spike stack. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This gets us a good chunk of, well, it kills that unit and gets us these, but he's already going to die. Are you the haste unit? You are. I'd like to do more to this unit. Basically, I need to draw my heals. Sorry, Pyre. But I'm being bribed to let my Pyre take a little damage once in a while. That is very nice. And exactly what we needed up there. Could stand to heal her some more. The enemies don't have... although she's getting healed off of these guys, now that I say that. She's going to heal 4-3 every turn. Is it better to heal him? Yeah, just because he gets spikes that way. This guy I don't care surviving. This guy I'm going to try and take out. This guy I need to try and take out as well. 20, huh? Spikes really do well down here now, so we'll do that. Keep him alive. Since I think we're going to put the multi-strike unit back here. Although no, yeah, put her back here. Makes sense. We're not making full use of our descend ability, but that's okay. It's taking a little too long to get our full setup properly. Yeah, that was going to happen. Still, I don't mind. We're at pretty good health. Do wish I could hit that guy with this. How much health do you have? Oh, okay, this is a very good use of this, I think. Yeah, now you're dead. Now you're super dead. So I don't care what goes on up there, because boss being dead means we win. 2 no attacks at the back here. Alright. Draw 1 each turn. We do need more heals, and there's an upgrade path for this where you make it cost 1 less, and then you give it holdover, and it just becomes free mana and draw, and a heal, obviously. We don't need this anymore. The fact that it hasn't come back around is kind of crazy. This doesn't really benefit us too much, I don't think. This, however, I could see making use of this. Depending on the floor. Oh, really glad to get these out of my deck, so I'm glad you're here. My loyal friend. So I could just leave? Why would I ever just leave? So I gained the artifact, +2 magic power for every Blight card in your deck. And I also gain Dante himself, Dante the Deceptive. When played, gain a stack of multi-strike for each Blight card in your deck. I take it he gains that? Look forward to our work together. I'm not sure if I want this guy. And like, I think that means he leaves those blight cards in my deck. Ah, god dang it, I don't want those. I was really hoping he would take them out once, once we were done. Unless I'm an idiot and I missed where it said leave would also give him those candles back. Okay, I think we go this way. Because now that we have Dante, who's going to have insane multi-strike, we want to give him, yeah, something like this. Because, yeah, he's going to get... Now, when it says gain, I do believe it means he gains it. If I'm wrong about that, I will be very upset. I think this is actually worth it. It makes him, a little big, but we have that descend ability, so we can set up floors. So yeah, I think that's worth it for sure. This, however, do we want to put that on her? We have enough money that we can do this and afford a reroll and a couple of other things, depending on what comes up. I don't mind this because, she could use a little more damage, and she could definitely... She doesn't need health except for dealing with sweep and spikes, so we'll give her health. That way, if we do take a spike thing or a sweep thing, it's a little bit better for us. Yeah, multi-strike's not really helping any of these units. This, however, feels pretty necessary. Could do that, but I mean, it's not really worth it. It just kind of fits. All right, let's get rid of another couple of these train stewards. Sadly, those blight cards are unpurgeable. Yeah, otherwise they'd be in here. I suppose now we don't necessarily want to purge. When you summon a second unit during a turn, gain 3 energy, or the first time you heal a friendly unit, draw. I think we'll do this. We won't be summoning units for too many turns, at least not likely, and ideally we'll get set up as soon as possible. They've grouped together to inundate us with sheer numbers, which usually means a lot of low health units, which I like. I quite like, and you have multi-strike, which I also quite like. So I don't mind doing this. This thing's already going in our favor. Might as well take a little extra trial to make things go even further in our favor. Okay. Oh man. If we had gone with the other one that let us get mana when we summon 2 units, we could play all 4 of those units. Well, we could play our whole hand, and it would be pretty cool. Because they're gonna die on the way up. Oops. I'm just gonna cast the sentient up here, which definitely means this unit needs to go there, and I think it's worth doing that. It is kind of annoying to not get her down and have to wait for her to come all the way back around, but with the sentient likely to take damage, we don't want to leave her without this unit in place. You are not the big one. How much health does the big one have? Oh, they both have the same health, 40 and 40. So we'll do this. I think this is 28 times 5, which is amazing. And I think I can stand to just do that to this floor. think that just made that guy a lot stronger. Yeah. When they die, they give +2. So he's gonna get lots of attack too. But oh well. The fact that you haven't been hurt means this is not doing much on you. I'll probably descend these units, so I'm not going to cast this guy yet, which means we can do this pretty safely. We're going to hit him with a big heal. And now we have the option to descend. The very big question is, which first? And I think we do that. Let's get him as low down as possible so that he does a lot of killing. I think this floor is already like, it already wins. It's already set up very well. We probably don't need anything more on this floor. We'll take more, but I don't think we need it. Lifesteal, huh? Couldn't possibly fit it in there. Sure. Okay. So I did initially kind of reject the idea of this unit, but you know, it started to grow on me a little bit. For no particular reason. Alright, cast that, get that in there. We want to keep her healthy. Please cast. And we want to spike her up as much as possible. And sure, I'll do that. This isn't getting a kill on anything. So we might as well do this. I would say this is going pretty well. It's a little bit weird, a little funky. Might as well. Maybe we shouldn't have. Sure. Yeah, that's the draw is really not working out for us right now, but that's okay. We're clearing it out of the way. That's what we should look at it as. He's already dead, but we're gonna buff her. We're gonna heal her. Might as well. And we're gonna give her some of that, and we're gonna give her a little more of that, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna put this in the middle there, and we're gonna laugh all the way to the bank. 48 damage per hit that he's taking from the spikes. That's quite nice. Okay, got our trial gold. Let's see what we get from our card packs. This would help us descend quicker. Do we need it though? This kind of helps us descend quicker as well. We have a lot of card draw, but like usually that's a good thing. This is also card draw. The only problem is if we draw into these and we don't have the mana to do it, then obviously we're hurting ourselves. But as long as we use the card draw, like this does next turn, so actually this is never gonna hurt us. Well, not never, but unlikely to hurt us. We could take this to get some better morsels. Also so that we get a gold border on it. This adds 2 uncommon or rare, so it's kind of similar, but the cost is less. We could take this obviously to counteract this effect, but I don't think we really need it, like especially if we're going to be descending most of our units onto the same floor. I think this is actually kind of interesting because it'll allow us to get some space back if we want it. Also that gold border though. We don't have a lot of money, so I'm not sure if this is worth doing, although artifacts are huge in this deck, or I mean in this game. We do want to upgrade some units. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing... You're fully upgraded, you're fully upgraded. You're fully upgraded, you're pretty good. So I guess maybe we don't need to upgrade units right now. So let's go this route. And since we're going to do this... start here or here? I don't think there's an artifact that really affects this, so I don't think it matters too much. But let's go here. Okay. What do we want to purge? Maybe a basic restore? A steel enhancer? They're not superb or anything. The basic restores trigger spikes on some of our units, so that's kind of nice compared to the steel enhancers. So let's remove a steel enhancer, and then we can get a random from either of our clans. I think we better go Awoken. Yeah, we'll take a channel song for sure. There's pretty much no... I shouldn't say that. There's few bad targets for it to hit. There's few that are really good for it to hit, but there's also not many that it would be too bad. This is what we were looking for. Don't get me wrong, this is pretty cool. It would work well with our morsel maker on that floor, but we got spikes happening all over the place. This just made a lot of sense. We don't have enough money for anything else, and even if we rerolled. So let's move on. So it's the Scourge version. That can be kind of annoying for us because we already have our own, like, purgeable, or, you know, not purgeable, but similar to the Scourge. We have those blights that we gotta spend Ember on. And sadly, these things are called Scourge. They don't count as a blight, so they're not gonna help us in that respect. I can't cast, like if I cast this, I can't cast all 3 units. I kind of want to cast all 3 units, but you know, I can't. You have 21 spikes. Super. But we'll gain spikes on other units and from other spells, so I think I still stand by that being a decent choice. Now, do I accept 5 pyre damage to set up these 2? Or do I hope we draw into some good stuff later? I guess because I wouldn't mind Channel Song hitting her, I'm gonna do it this way. You guys, once combat's over, but I think they die first, so not a concern there. You go down up here. And she's already dead. You can go down right here. And then we might as well. That's nice. I like getting a little extra energy for the next round. Yikes. So all 4 of our energy has to go to our pyre, or we accept the damage. And yeah, I'm accepting some damage here. 5? Yeah, that's a bit rough. I could still, but it consumes. It'll come back around. So let's just do this. 3, oh man, that's 6 damage. I should have but that purges it from my deck, whereas casting these would not have purged them. It just gets them out of my hand. I do like that he just did a number on her. That's pretty good. Wasting that front unit, making quick work of it. That guy's dead. Getting some spikes there. That's solid for us. And that seems like a pretty easy choice. I just really need to draw that Descend card now. And by really need to, I kind of want to. We're in an interesting spot. I kind of don't want to descend this guy now because if I do, these units will make it up to the pyre, and that puts us in a tough spot. They'll do 10 damage to him, so I could descend him first, and that makes room for the next one to show up. We do have an issue here if I do that, though, where we've already got 5 units here. We can only fit 7 on a floor. I do want to cast this, too. Nice, it did end up hitting her. That's actually really good. I think that allows me to do this. I'm going to be accepting 5 pyre damage, but oh well. See, now they're both still dead, and now we're very well set up down here. Now, since we are accepting this pyre damage, we could sacrifice one of these units to get 3 uncommon or random and then fit 1 in there. It's not amazing. We could do this to hurt something. Or we can just do this to make future turns easier to afford. $99 out of 110, that's not too bad. Okay. Okay. Do that. Might as well hit the guy at the back. This is at the 7 limit, dang it. Just means I'm gonna have to kill off one of these units and then descend her, and I think that's okay. I am curious to see which of the 2 gets summoned, of the 2 morsels, I mean. Because if only one of them is getting summoned, I hope it's the one that gives her health. So we want to do this. And then, sure, just give her a little extra regen. Dealing some damage there seems pretty good. I don't need to move her down. And in fact, despite the fact that it's kind of fun and kind of cool, it probably is a bad idea to move her down. So we need 2 energy. Might as well. We'll heal you for what we can. See what we get here. Ooh, lifesteal. Wow. I don't know how far away from the boss fight we are. It's not going to be next turn, right? Because there hasn't been a respite. Although, oh, it is this turn. There is no respite on this boss. I'll try to remember that, but I can't promise I will. You're already dead. But how much more dead would you be if this hit this unit? Wow, now no one dies on my team. And then we'll do that just for fun, and give me one with damage. Yeah, get that statue. Yeah. Alright, this is gonna take a while, so I think I'm gonna go ultra speed, or whatever it's called when you hold the right click. Super ultra. 11 damage, not great, but I mean, for the sake of winning this run, I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm not sure if trample really helps us. Like, you know, it seems like it would be really good on someone like this, but the fact that he only deals 28 damage, it's just the amount of times he hits that's really strong. We don't really have a unit that's hitting for like 100 damage in one hit, that is. Deal 30 times X plus 8. This could be really strong because we do have a lot of like mana gain potential, as much as we also have things that are draining us of our mana with those and the literal mana or ember drain. But with these, we have a lot of, and this too, we have a lot of potential to have excess, I guess is what I would say, excess ember. Draw might be the way to go here. Because like, yeah, this helps us. This helps us forward those. I mean, the only problem we had here was Scourge. So I'm gonna go with draw and hope that we don't deal with too much extra Scourge at the end. What are you doing again? Oh, you're gonna remove cleanse. Oh boy. That's gonna cleanse all units of buffs and debuffs. I mean, spikes are gonna be halved. So my whole spike build is gonna be very, very much diminished. But I'm in way too deep to turn that around. Duplicating this guy seems like a very solid option, so I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. Let's see what's in here first. Maybe we'll 5 times, we'll quintuplicate him. And obviously that's not the case. Is it better to drop units to the bottom or pull them up to the pyre? Yeah. Does this work? Whenever an enemy unit moves between floors. Neat. So these will do a bit of damage to them that way. I always go with this one. I know there's some love for this one for sure. Because it's just like anything you pull up there is gonna probably just get murdered for, because it'll have, it's days 3, right? Yeah, so that's 3 attacks of 40, so that's 120 damage. So anything that's 120 damage or 120 health or less dies. It costs a lot though, so I'd want to go here. And since there's another duplicate spot there, yeah, let's do it. We're gonna get kind of wacky, and we're gonna make 3 copies of, well, 2 more copies of our, this guy. The spikes on these 2 units and our champion, or wherever she is not gonna be as good because they're gonna get purged by that final boss. But I think this guy having 100 and whatever, I'm still gonna go with this because the extra health. The other guy being able to do 5 times 28 or whatever he does for damage, I think that's gonna make up for any problems we might see with losing our spikes. We have had like no problems. Penance? Does that mean you're doing Scourge? Self-mutilate. Scourge. Damn it! You sons of so-and-sos. Okay. So, while spikes are still good, we do like playing that unit there. We like that. We can do that. We want to put stuff, obviously, behind these units before we think about descending. I could put this guy at the top. It's not terrible, but it's also... I don't think it's stupendous. Though we are probably going to have at least 2 floors worth of units now. Let's see what we get out of here. I was really hoping for the energy one actually, but oh well, we'll take some damage. Do want to kill that unit. Yeah, I want to get the gold. So do I put her up here? I gotta be careful. Yes, and oh, I can't cast this unit now, but there's still space for them, so that makes it fine. Then yes, and we don't need that right now. Five attacks just seems ridiculous. So what did I say? 120? Technically 126? Sadly, this guy's got more health and this guy's got more health than that, so not gonna work here. Oh, I do want you here. I want you on this floor. I think that's more important than the morsel maker, but I also recognize that it's pretty tight. I think we're gonna just, once we get one of these units descended, we're gonna make sure to leave space to descend the morsel maker, because that's the only, not the only way, but that's a good way to buff this unit. Do I want to sacrifice anything? No, not really. Do I want to do 31 damage to make a little morsel that I could feed to her? That's not terrible, so let's do it. That's not worth much, but that's worth a chunk. And since we have nowhere else to put it, might as well. Casting that does nothing. Or wait, did it do +8? Yeah, it does +8, so I guess I could have cast it for the 8 damage. I'm not gonna fret over that too much though. I think we can afford to do that. We have 2 mana left. I would like to do all of these, but son of a gun. Man, if we could hit one of these guys with Channel Song, that's a significant improvement. Then we'd be talking. Alright, let's get these out of our hand, because I don't think we need to be accepting any pyre damage on this fight. These aren't worth casting right now. And honestly, they're probably worth getting out of my deck as soon as possible. Brief respite. Okay, we'll cast that. We'll... If I... he'll die to this unit, so... She will survive taking a hit. Though she doesn't have to. Make sure we do this. Make sure we do this. And then we do this. And then we got nothing we want to sacrifice. Do that. We'll go ahead and hit him with that. And I could put life drain on her. It does cause us to, yeah, I think it's worth it. Mostly because we are final waving it, yeah. And I knew that this was coming. So what's that do? That does a chunk of damage, huh? Not a massive chunk, 130, that's not bad for sure. Now this would make sense if it wasn't the final turn. I don't have to do anything more. I'm just kind of seeing what I could have done if I did need to do more. Let's hit him with that and then call it a day. We'll speed this along because it's going to be a lot of attacks. Boom. Heck yeah. This guy almost seems like he should belong to the Melting Remnant. I remembered their name. We could use another one of these just to help move things into position a little quicker for us. Well, now that kind of breaks what I did there. I think it's too late to really get that. Also, moves down and to the back of that floor. Yeah, move the whole thing down to the back. Actually, that's still pretty good. Damn it. Now I don't know what I do. Do I want any of these? Like, my deck's pretty much... I'm pretty content with how small I'm keeping it. Although it's not tiny, it's 34 cards large, so it's not small. But I'm pretty content with the size I have it. I feel like we maybe don't need this anymore now that we have 2 descends. And this, like, I would usually take this because that multi-strike is very nice, being able to apply that to any unit. Just giving them an extra attack is super nice. But since we already have we're gonna have 3 units with multi-strike like 5, and then the one other unit with multi-strike 3. We don't really need to be doing that. The only units that don't have multi-strike are the ones that don't really do damage. And then this, it's kind of expensive. And I mean, it works to counteract this, and like we could have used it in that last fight to fit this guy on the bottom floor, but you saw that it wasn't really necessary. So I think we're gonna skip. It's kind of weird. Maybe I should have taken something there. Like maybe you're yelling at the screen that I should have taken that descend option, but I think this was a fine choice. We know 2 things we're doing here for sure. We're taking the money and we're duplicating this dude. So first let's look here. Nope. We could potentially use that. Have we got any fully upgraded spells? This one. I was gonna say if we gave it holdover, but it's not great because it just puts them into our discard pile. So like most of our spells are not upgraded, so we don't really need that. When a card is consumed, we gain pyre health. We're not hurt for pyre health. We do have a couple of consume options like that, and all of the things that this makes, and that, and that, and that. So we do have a lot of consume cards, and that, but I don't think it's gonna help us a ton. Like we might take a bit of fire damage, but I don't think we're going to take a lot. There's no more unit upgrades. We're on the final floor, and the merchant of steel is on the other path, so we don't have an option for that, so that's useless. We don't have any sting spells, so that's useless. So I guess I'll go with that. This feels like a kind of a whiff for this whole shop. Hopefully we get a little more lucky here. What would we want to upgrade this with? We could probably stand to make them. Wait, they're already doing 10 health? Why are they doing that? I forget. Oh, because of this? Yeah. Because of that. That's why this is doing 31 when I thought it should only be doing like 23. I understand some things now. This card, it's not good. I regret putting it in the deck, let's put it that way. Yeah, we want to make this cost one less. And remove consume. Part of me wants to do this. I know that they're going to debuff our spikes, but if we can get this enough times, we could keep up with it. This is good, like if you can cast it multiple times, but we don't want to wait for it to come back through our deck a whole bunch. If we had holdover and removed consume, then yeah, we'd be talking about it. But no, it's not gonna work for us. I could like destroy a whole floor worth of capacity to get a whole bunch of mana. I don't know if it's really worth much either. I'm gonna go with this one. I really think that might allow us to keep up with the spike loss. It adds consume, so we'd only want to put it on something like this. Yeah, I don't really want to consume them actually, since they are decent at this rate. This is good, because then we get a little extra from it. And we do want to remove, I think I do want to remove these. We've got enough gold that we can really remove whatever we want. So like maybe steel enhancer. Although I should have thought of this before, but steel enhancer is great on well, not great, but still pretty good on our multi-hit units. I don't know why I didn't even consider that. What was it? Oh, I was removing this. And now we're out of removal. So all in all, this path was a little disappointing, but I mean, I can't be mad about that duplicate. Yes, you're going to remove buffs and debuffs. He's going to take 2 damage just for moving between floors. Sadly, I think that's about all that's going to happen there. Cast that, because duh. Cast that, and oh ho ho ho, that's a good target. Holy moly, that's huge. That wins us the game already. Like I could just put him up here and he'd blast the boss. Putting him up here seems like a bit of a waste. Putting him right here means that I have to finesse the morsel maker down here. But I think it's worth it just because this is going to be the floor that everything or most things come in on. So let's just kill it all as soon as it shows up. Sadly, I can't fit these anywhere where I have a unit, but we'll just put them down here. There's a small chance I regret putting them there. It's fine. I don't regret it. He's gonna take 144. Amazing. Damn, I don't have enough energy to put him down and descend him as well. That's a bit unfortunate. Oh no, Sweep's gonna take out my Spike Boy. That's like not a huge deal, but it makes me a little sad because it really diminishes my whole spike thing that I was doing to the front unit. Oh, okay. Might as well. Okay, let's put. Oh, I have no. Oh, fuck, an Ember Drain. And it's not the usual Ember Drain. I can. Okay, okay. I got a solution. Thanks to that, I can do this. I don't care. I'm taking a little bit of damage. Whatever. He's gonna get buffed for an extra 3 damage, which is 3 times 5, so it's an extra 15 damage. Plus we get a little damage on the boss, kill that unit. It works out, suffice it to say. You suck and should die. Nice. Ember Drain be gone. Okay. Could save the 3 slot for the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'd have 6 and 7 for the final magician or whatever he's called, Dante. So I could put her at the top floor. That gives us some coverage up there at the very least. I think we heal and accept a little bit of damage, because whatever. I should probably sacrifice these guys once they're out there, though, and start feeding this guy some rare morsels. Yes, her being up there kills that, which is nice. So, I don't think there's any harm in playing this first. Draw 1 +1 next turn, so that's fine. Although I could have considered doing this before that. We definitely do this. Yeah, her spikes have been diminished to 10 already. And without that spike unit, it's a lot less intimidating. Get that out of here. Keeping her high health is still really good just for the sake of keeping her as a tank in front of these guys. How did you get a damage shield? Oh, it must have been from being up here for a little bit or something? I'm not even sure. You're gonna take 10 damage? I don't love it. I could prevent it right here. Sure. Why not? Since we're filling up this floor anyways, we're gonna put a couple tank units on these 2 floors. Okay. So there's a little guy in here. That one that we wanted to get. Now we give you this unit. We'll do that. Sure. And we give this guy some extra damage. We don't want him to die, so put him at the back. And we'll just block a little. And we'll give him a damage shield, because why not? And then you and you. This seems fine. Get rid of that. Do this. Don't have any mana left for you. Hit the first guy with 8 damage. Could have hit him. That would have made more sense. Would have saved that unit for him to eat. So I think we do descend this unit. Now it's full, but now this is like going crazy. I think we just want to keep this unit healthy for as long as possible, which we can do this to heal her. Yeah, she's full health again. I could sack that little guy at the middle there, and then there's no room to feed. And start building up a morsel floor, but do I have any units left that could even take... Oh, I got this guy. That could take advantage of it. That's something. Sure, I say let's go for it. We need to make sure we leave 3 spots, and that's exactly right. This, I do feel like we're running into the time where we have a lot of energy and not as much to deal with it, since we're already pretty much full set up. Ah, now we're in the final wave. Are you dead? You are already dead. Let's do that. Ha, no, you don't die. There. Now our front unit takes 70 damage, and that's it from this final boss. That's amazing. So many hits. Still taking 5 from spikes. I guess it turned out to be a really good thing that we took the Dante generous offering event, that we accepted his bribe. Cause yeah, that turned out really darn good for us. And that's our win with the last of the clans on Covenant Rank 2. So, starting next time, we'll have to kick that up to Covenant Rank 3. So, thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you in the next one.